So today's lesson is evaluate. And what I'm going to do today is take your variables and tell you what the value for the variable is so that you can have an answer. So we're going to start off really simple. If I said 3a plus 4, and I told you the value of a, then you should be able to solve this with a final answer, a numerical final answer. So let's say I tell you a has a value of 5. Well, what does 3a mean? It actually means 3 times a plus 4. 3 times a plus 4. Because the 3 and the a are stuck together, they are a multiplication, which means that I'm going to put brackets around the 5. So 3 times 5 plus 4 gives me 15 plus 4, final answer of 19. Any questions? Now I can have the same question, 3a plus 4, and tell you that the value of a is not 5, but for in this case, -7. So I have to tell you what the value of your variable is for you to find an answer. So in this question, the a has a value of -7. Now look what happens if I don't put my brackets. 3, -7 plus 4. What happened? I lost my multiplication, which is what it is, and it ended up being 3 minus 7. So you would get it wrong if you don't put your brackets to say, hey, this means 3 times -7 at -21 plus 4, and now we're back to our beautiful integers that we love so much. They're different. Subtract 17. The winner is -17. In this question, I'm going to tell you that a equals -2 and the letter b equals 4. In this question, the value for a is -2 and the value for b is 4. Solve 3a minus 6b. Would you be able to do this? Replace the a by -2, replace the b by 4. Now I'm going to do it, but why? Because this is your notes. This is an example for you to be able to study from. Practice. 3 times -2 minus 6 times 4. And in the next 3 questions, 3 examples, I'm going to put more and a little more difficult, but same concept. So we started off really easy. I started to add the negatives. 3 times -2 is -6. -6 times 4 is -24. So don't forget, I'm just doing integers and order of operations. And -6, -24 is a -30. Don't forget, we have order of operations. Brackets first, there's no brackets. Oh, miss, these are brackets, but there's not really. There's nothing inside for me to do inside my brackets. What they're doing right now is telling me that this is a multiplication. That's what these brackets are there for. So exponents, none. So multiplication, yes, I do multiplication, and then addition and subtraction, which is your simplifying at the end when you just do your adding and subtracting. Let's try 3 more difficult questions. The value for x is going to be 3. The value for y is going to be -2. And I'll do another letter p, which is going to equal to 5. So these are the three variables that I've given value to. An x has a value of 3, the y has the -2, and the p has a 5. Now for the next 3 questions, I'm going to use these letters. For the next 3 questions, you're going to use these values. For example, this one I'm going to do is 4x plus 3y minus a p. For number 2, I'm going to say 2x squared minus 3y squared. We're getting more difficult. And for the third one, I'm going to do 5, open brackets, x plus y, close brackets. So each of these have their challenges. Each of these is the reason there's a question is for me to teach you one more step in case you get to that point. Good morning. Let's start with the first one. Now, I didn't expect you to do them. All I'm expecting you to do was to write this question and follow with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Make sure your eyes are right here. What's happening is I told you that the value of x is 3. So this is 4 times 3. You need to do this step. You need to replace your variable with the value. So this step is so crucial, and I count it. So plus 3 times -2, don't forget, minus, look at this, minus whatever p is. Oh, p happens to be 5. If you have this line already, you are going to get part mark. Then I have 4 times 3 is 12. Positive times a negative is a -6 minus 5. We're back to integers. 12 minus 6 is 6. 6 minus 5 is 1. Yes?
4, 5, you don't put brackets.
Good question. For 5, I did not put brackets. Why? The brackets in this case doesn't make me lose my multiplication. I could put brackets. So I could put brackets like this. It will change nothing because of the negative. Now, if this was a multiplication, I would have to put them. But in this case, no. Okay? So the only reason I tell you the brackets are so important, especially here because of the exponents, you'll see that 2 times 3 squared minus, check it out, 3 and in brackets -2 squared. These brackets are important. Look here, look here. If I didn't have these brackets, I would lose the major multiplication sign here. In this case, there was no multiplication. It was a -5. Here, crucial to the power of 2. Now, do you guys remember? So side note, check this out. This is a quick review lesson. Everybody's watching. -3 squared and -3 squared. How different is this situation? Very different. Very, very different. This one, check it out. This one here is telling me that the little exponent 2 belongs only to the 3. So the negative comes down because he's not being used at all. So 3 times 3 is 9. This is the answer when I don't have brackets. But check this one out. This one is saying that the power of 2 belongs to the -3. So it's actually -3 times -3, which now becomes a positive 9. Very different whether I have brackets or no brackets. So in these cases, they will always have brackets because we replace the variable with the brackets. And let's finish. So did you get this? Can you take this down? You should know it from last year, but it's a side note that I suggest you put in your notebooks with a square around it, highlight it, and say, hey, don't forget this on a memory aid, because this is where most students make their mistakes. Take a minute and write this down. Yes.
I don't really get it. Like
This one here? Okay, let's stay with this, and then I'm going here. We haven't really done this. So let me finish this. Make sure you have this. Do you have this in your notes? You have it? You should do that now. Stay with me, and then we'll get to that. Petros, you had a question? You're good? Make sure you've got this, because I'm going to go back to this. It's a bit related because of the exponent with the negative here. All right, here goes. I'm taking this off just so I can continue and do 3 times 3 is 9. Don't forget it's 2 times 9 is 18. Don't forget that we still have multiplication. Negative, oh no, we do this next. Negative 2 times negative 2 is a positive 4. Let's not forget to keep it in there till I multiply. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. 18 minus 12. So I did the 2 brackets or the 2 exponents, and I got myself a 6. And finally, let's look here. Let's look here. This is a plus. That means I'm going to add the 3 and the negative 2. I'm going to add them. 3 plus negative 2. There's no multiplication. Miss, how come you didn't put brackets? I could do this and this. But it's not a multiplication, so I don't really need them. It's really 3 minus 2. It's actually 5 times 3 minus 2. Now life is easier. We're back to 3 minus 2. Oh my God, I know what 3 minus 2 is. It's 1. 1 times 5, final answer, 5. It will answer any questions after you've written all your notes.